Hey guys, John from the John Muir Show here, and it's no secret that the leftist media in this country absolutely hates our President Donald J. Trump. It's also no secret that the leftist media in this country would do anything to take down our duly elected President Donald J. Trump, and it is no secret, it's abundantly clear at this point that for so many of the leftist media outlets in this country, they have completely abandoned all of their journalistic standards. It's no longer about reporting the facts to people. In today's day and age, the age of the Trump presidency, it is so clear that for many leftist media outlets, all they care about, it's not the facts, it is about shoving a partisan leftist agenda down the throats of all their readers or viewers, listeners, whatever the case may be. And, you would hope. You would hope that in the first place, none of this ever would have happened. That you never would have had all of these media outlets, all these leftist media types completely abandoning those journalistic standards that so many in the media have operated on for so long. You would have hoped that never would have happened in the first place, and they all would have just stuck to fact-based reporting and kept their opinions to themselves. But since that has happened, then you would hope, okay, you know what, if they're going to go on this mission of destroying President Trump, if they are going to go ahead and completely abandon fact-based reporting and just shove those opinions down your throat, well, you would hope that they would get the message the first time they get something wrong, the first time that they end up being embarrassed because they screwed up the story in an effort to wrongfully take down the president. You'd hope then they would say, okay, you know what, we tried this, it didn't work, I'm going to quit it, I learned my lesson, let's go back to the facts. But no, they don't do that time and time and time and time and time again. We see so many of these leftist media outlets going out there and just running with something immediately, not waiting for all the information to come out, just seeing something that's anti-Trump, doesn't matter if it's totally unverified, and saying, oh, you know what, we want this story to be true. We're not positive that the story is true, but we want this story to be true, so we're going to run it as fact. We're going to tell everyone, yep, this definitely happened. Whatever bad thing involving Donald Trump it is, oh, yep, totally real, 100%, you better believe it. They do this time and time and time again, and you just wonder why it is that they can't get it through their heads that more times than not you're going to get burned when you do that, especially seeing just how many times that the media is screwed up in just 2 years of Trump being the president. And now we had another example recently. It wasn't that long ago that President Trump came out and said, hey, one of the problems that comes with illegal border crossings at our U.S. southern border is that you have women who are taken on this long, dangerous trek by smugglers, and when they're being illegally brought into the United States of America, you have some of these smugglers using duct tape to cover the women's mouths. And then right away, you had the Washington Post, you had CNN, you had ABC News coming out there and saying, oh my goodness, what an outrageous false claim by Trump. This never happens. No, this is just his latest attempt to try and further his case about needing to combat illegal migration and to secure the southern border. Nope, this is just some fictitious talking point that Trump cooked up in the White House one day. Yeah, but now that claim that the Washington Post and others were making about how Trump was totally lying about the duct tape being used on the mouths of women who are being illegally smuggled into this country, now that claim of the Washington Post is being pushed back on. But it's not being pushed back on by President Trump. Actually, it's being pushed back on by another leftist media outlet, that would be the New York Times. The New York Times says, hey, look, you know what? We just spoke with several women who were able to give first-hand accounts about how they were getting, tied up and they were getting bound as they were being brought illegally to the United States of America. The New York Times is coming out and saying, look, this happened. They noted they didn't have statistics to present, exactly in what percentage of cases it was happening, but they said, no, we've talked to a lot of people who have been able to confirm that, yeah, Trump is actually right about what he's saying. He didn't say it always happens. He just said, look, this is happening in some cases. And it turns out, according to the New York Times, that it is. And it's just once again showing you that this is what happens when the media does abandon all of the journalistic responsibilities it has and decides to just be a bunch of partisans running every story that would allow them to act out their Trump-hating fantasies to destroy this administration. And once again here, it looks like we're being reminded why it is that so many in the media these days earn their moniker of being nothing but fake news. That's all the time that we have for today, but tune into the John Muir Show each and every weekday, 8:40 a.m. on WTAQ, 9 a.m. WSAU and WHBL. Till next time, I'm out.